Auburn, the number one team in the country, finally gets their SEC tournament started on Friday. They will play Ole Miss, who beat Arkansas at the buzzer, thanks to a Sean Padula three on Thursday. These two teams played 2 weeks ago, Dion, February 26th at Auburn. Auburn won that game by 30, 106 to 76. What has to happen from Ole Miss's perspective if it's going to be closer this time around?
Honestly, nothing. So I'm not big on Auburn in this SEC tournament. I think if Ole Miss just plays their game, I think Auburn should come out a little slow. I don't think Ole Miss will, because they didn't against Arkansas, and I felt like they played a very consistent game, start to finish against Arkansas. So I think I'm a little as someone that's massive on Auburn in the NCAA tournament, like national championship game, massive, and maybe winning the whole thing at that point. I just don't think they're going to have it for this tournament. I think they're a little banged up. I think they're kind of walking into it a little bit. I think they got to lose, and they'll start spring next week.
I would agree with you. I'd be all on board if they did not lose the last two games coming into this.
That's fair.
I think because of that, they need to have some sort of juice, which means winning at least one game in this. And Ole Miss just happens to be that game. I don't think you can go into the tournament losing three in a row. Even though I think I would trust Auburn to hit the reset and get back to playing like they had before, that's not good for your internal vibes, right?
I think depends on how you do it. So if Calipari's Auburn, like let's say Cal was at Auburn, were to lose three in a row, they'll spend the next week in the Bahamas. I think that's perfect for the interns. Like what I think Auburn needs to do is get away as a team, go somewhere where you can shut the phones off a little bit, get out of service. You come back Monday. That's when you find out who won the SEC, kind of where you're seated, etc. I think they just need to get away for a second. And this is an older team, which is crazy to say in college basketball,
Yeah.
but this is an older team. They've dealt with some injuries, and they're definitely like not playing the greatest at the moment, having lost their last two. I do think they got to get out of town a little bit and just kind of hit that reset, as much as they need to win. Now,
Do
what I think they're gonna do is probably what you're saying, but I believe that they don't need to.
do you know where you get no service, Dion?
Indianapolis.
In the air on a team plane where you can bond with your teammates.
Maybe San Antonio. I guess we'll find that out in a couple weeks, though.
We we will find that out. We'll see. They've had some injury issues too. They've been nicked up. Be interesting to see how they play it. But I expect Auburn to come out looking for blood. Like I think they can go out there just to know that they can still do it, and then kind of let the foot off the gas a bit in the semis.
That's fair. That's fair. And I mean, I think part of the beauty is that they do have the ability. They've already had a few extra days off, right? Like they're not playing till Friday, so that does help a little bit. But that's fair. I mean, Ole Miss doesn't have the talent to really hang with Auburn either. So, I
No.
kind of look at it, it's not quite the same. It's not, well, actually, it's not nearly the same. But St. John's Butler was similar, whereas, like, I felt like St. John's, even with a half effort, they can kind of go win that game. I feel
Mhm.
similarly about Auburn. They're so talented, like, they can kind of go 60% of them is going to beat Ole Miss.
Yeah. Well, the Ole Miss team we saw beat Arkansas showed some things that relate to the best version of Ole Miss, where you had Matthew Morrell, Jalen Murray contributing in a big way offensively. Malik Dia was awesome on the interior. Those are the kind of things that have to happen if they are going to hang with Auburn, along with a big efficient game from Sean Padula. Right, all that has to happen for you to I think hang tough with Auburn. And we'll see if that happens. Ken Palm does not expect it to. He's got Auburn winning this game 82 to 73. Do you think that's enough points? Not enough? Gathering you're picking Auburn here.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I think. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of
You
points
want,
for a
you
team.
want, you want Ole Miss money line?
No, +9. I think Auburn
Okay.
wins the game. I think Auburn wins the game, but I do think Auburn comes out slow, and I don't think Ole Miss will. So I think it's one of those situations where like Auburn gets down early, and then Ole Miss kind of takes over from there.
Yeah, I'd love to see. It's impossible to do this, but get some data behind how teams start the game after a buzzer beater in March.
Yeah,
I have to imagine it's incredibly fast.
I would assume so. I
I
feel
have to,
like
have to imagine it's incredibly fast.
what makes the most sense is they come out fast and tail off in the second half after a game like that. That's what makes the most
Yeah.
sense to me.
I think that works in this game too, because at some point Auburn's talent is going to win out, and they're just going to kind of break Ole Miss and go on a
Mhm.
run. So I see that playing out, but I think Auburn probably wins this game by about 15. I don't think they win by 30 like the last matchup, but I also think it's a blowout in the second half. But we'll see. That's why they play the games. We'll be back with a full recap after the game here on the channel. So make sure you like and subscribe.